3 secrets every union staff and member leader must know. My name is Pablo Murillo from Genesis Leadership Trainings. Welcome. If you are watching this video, there is one thing I can assume about you. You are not pleased with the results you're getting when you are organizing, recruiting, and developing your leadership teams. And that's great to know, because if you're unhappy with those results, you click on this video because you want to become better. You want to become the best union leader that you can be. Today I want to share with you 3 secrets that if you implement these 3 secrets when you are conducting your meetings, you will start recruiting more leaders, you will start having better results at the end of your meeting. So let's get into it. And if you're interested in becoming the best union leader that you can be, if you find that this information is helpful and useful to you, there is a lot more where this came from. I want you to click the button below and book a call with me so that I can talk to you personally to explore other avenues how I might be able to assist you to become the best union leader that you can be. I have 27 years of being in the trenches, trying to organize and figure out how to recruit people faster, how to develop leadership teams better and quicker. My 27 years though have paid off. This is a science to me. I have come out with new methods to deal with the old challenges that you are dealing with. But let's talk about it first to see if we are a fit to work together. Click on the button below if you want to explore the possibility. I'm not gonna charge you anything. All I ask, if you book the call, keep your commitment. I will be there to talk to you. So let's get into it. 3 secrets every union staff and member leader must know to become the best union leader. Secret number 1. Leadership identity. This area is completely neglected in union trainings right now. What does your inner voice tell you about organizing a new worksite? What does your inner voice say to you when you think of a new goal that you want to reach? What if I told you that you need to recruit 10 new leaders in the next 10 weeks? What does your inner voice say? Oh, I don't know. That's a lot. That's too much. I don't know if I could do that. Is that what you say? Or do you say, 10 leaders? That's just 1 leader per week. I can definitely do that. This is how I will do it. Different approach, different mindset. The one thing I want you to remember on leadership identity is embrace your power as a union representative. You see, identity is very important and it affects how we behave, how we act and react in the world. As union reps, we go into the world and we shape it by instilling belief into others. That's what we do. You shape people's minds. You shape their belief system as to what they can achieve. We must embrace this power because we create by thinking, but we also create by how we think internally. And the potential that we may have as a leader is shaped, eradicated, or grown by those thoughts that we're having, and embracing that leadership identity, knowing that you are a creator and you create by thinking. That inner voice though is your partner or your enemy when it comes to creating that confidence in creating your abilities to lead others. Our thoughts will shape our attitude and our altitude. If you have negative thoughts, doubtful thoughts, that's going to affect the way that you come across as a leader. You may not notice it right now, but I know in my early days as a union rep, those thoughts of, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if they're gonna sign this card, I heard that this worksite is full of apathy, all those thoughts make a negative impact on your aura, your energy, the way you speak to your members. And they feel that and they either follow you or dismiss you. Energy cannot be recreated or destroyed. It only changes form. Your thoughts are an exchange of energy. Your way of speaking at your meetings is an exchange of energy with your audience. All this matters when it comes to leading properly and getting the right results. So your leadership identity is something that you must work on constantly. And here at Genesis Leadership Training, we focus on helping you embrace the highest form of your leadership identity, which you may not even be tapping into right now. And this is why you're not getting the results that you would like to get in your meetings. So inspect what you expect. Listen to your inner voice. Start monitoring what it is that your inner voice says to yourself about what you can achieve, about the goals that you have in a campaign, and about your ability to recruit. As I was sharing with you, if I told you that you need to recruit 10 leaders in 10 weeks, how do you feel about that? Start listening to that. Find out what it is that you believe about your own inner power, and then start tailoring those thoughts so that those thoughts and wording can be focused on success and not failure. You see, the choice to succeed or fail is made in an instant in our minds. The minute we start thinking that we can, or the minute that we start thinking that we cannot. Whether you believe that you can or you cannot, you're right. That's exactly what's going to happen. Will you follow yourself? If you were sitting in your meetings, I want you to picture yourself sitting there as one of your members, and you, or another version of you, is at the front of the room speaking. I want you to be honest with yourself. If you sat in a meeting for 30 minutes listening to you speak, will you sign that card? Will you volunteer? Answer that question and be brutally honest with you. When I answered that question many years ago, I found out that I would not sign the cards. I probably wouldn't even listen to myself past 5 minutes. I had to start working on my leadership identity and how I was coming across. Part of the leadership identity includes knowing that you are a public speaker and working on the skills to be an impactful public speaker. You see, we don't even do that in the unions. And yet we want to succeed when we do public speaking all day long with our members. No wonder we don't get the results that we want. We don't see ourselves as a public speaker. So we don't work on developing that skill. That's part of the leadership identity. To be or not to be is truly the question. Who are you being when you are in front of the room? Are you some person that wants to talk about stuff that you know? Or are you a public speaker who sees themselves as a public speaker and a union leader, ready to inspire people, ready to influence people, and knowing that they are the catalyst to create that change in people's minds? How do you see yourself? You gotta be that first before you can get the right results. If you don't see yourself under that light, then no wonder you cannot get the results that you want. Those two things are completely disconnected. That's what I mean by developing your leadership identity. I want you to reflect on this. How do you see yourself as a leader? What are the character traits that you have as a leader? Then I want you to think of a leader that you have respect for, a historical figure maybe, or even a leader that is alive today. What are their character traits? How do they speak? How do they carry themselves? And how many of those traits do you embody yourself? Embody those traits. Start seeing yourself as a public speaker and start developing those skills. Leadership identity is a lot deeper than just this. One of the first things that you must start being aware of and being cognizant of, your leadership identity. Secret number 2, the untold story. Speak to their inner voice. Another big mistake that we make as union leaders is we don't speak to our audience's inner voice. We stand in front of the room for 30 minutes, speak, and we never engage the member's inner voice. This is why at the end of the meeting they say to you, I need to think about it. Have you ever heard that? The reason why is because you're not speaking to their inner voice. Once you make this shift, you will see the difference. One of the most effective ways that you can engage the audience's inner voice, your members' inner voice, is by using questions. How do you engage the inner voice of your audience if you don't ask them questions so that they will answer those questions internally in their minds? You see that? That's how that question works. You must learn not to just speak, and instead learn to ask questions so that your audience will say to you what you want to tell them. There it is. Secret number 2. Ask questions so that they will say to you what you want to tell them. Once you learn how to do this effectively, you will see how easy it is to get people to sign those cards. How easy it is for people to volunteer and say, I want to be involved. I want to be part of your leadership team. When I made this shift, it was like night and day, and I couldn't believe how easy it became. Secret number 3, only data equals nada. Only data equals nothing. You have stood in front of the room and gave them every single reason under the sky, every single budgetary line, every single study, every single statistic, telling them this is why you need to get involved. And at the end of the meeting, what happens? I need to think about it, right? The reason why is because data by itself does not influence people to take action. It has its place in the process, but it's not enough. So what do you need to do? What is the response, or what is the shift that I want you to make? Facts tell, but stories compel. Remember that. Facts alone do not help entice your member to take action. But if you do it through a story, now you compel them to take action. See, their minds are like a projector, and we see things in movies. Once you start describing a story with real detail, then they start visualizing that story. They start putting themselves through the experience of that story. And it is there, in that internal process of that story, that images are created and emotions are generated. And emotions are the prerequisite for taking a decision. And this is where we fall short as union reps. We talk and talk and talk without using questions or without using stories. And we are talking from the head, basically. You gotta get to the heart. And the way you get to the heart is creating that emotion in your audience. Learn how to intertwine stories into your meetings. It is not the same to say, oh, cuts are coming and we want to help you protect your job. You got to protect your job security, right? You could do it that way, or you could say this. Imagine you come to your desk and on top of your desk there's a notice, a red notice. And it says, you are about to be laid off. You look at the notice and you hold it in your hand and you go, oh my God, I heard rumors about it, but I didn't know that it was really serious gonna happen. You go to your coworker and your coworker is sitting there on their chair holding the same notice. Each one of you look at each other and you say, what are we gonna do? What do you do when you are notified that you're about to lose your job? What is your plan to protect your job? Right now, what is your plan? That's the story. I bet you were seeing, right, the movie as I was describing it to you. That is the emotion that you want to generate in your members. And that emotion is what helps you to get them to take a decision to get involved in whatever call to action you have. You gotta be disciplined about this though, okay? So paint the picture more effectively. Don't just throw a bunch of words and data without preparation. Paint the picture using stories. That's secret number 3. So it is not what we know, it is what they know. It is not about everything that you know as the union rep. It's about what you get your members to acknowledge that they know at the end of that meeting. So drive them to a conclusion, all right? Learn how to do that. You must be a scientist because this is a science, how to drive somebody to make that decision. Remember, be the right type of leader. Embody the mindset and the confidence of the right type of leader to be more impactful. Then use questions to engage their inner voice and intertwine that with stories to generate the emotions that you need for them to make a decision. That will give you total engagement from your audience. That will increase the number of leaders that you recruit, number of members that are volunteering in your call to actions, and it will increase your ability to be the best union leader that you can be. If you're interested in becoming the best union leader that you can be, there are so many more things that we need to discuss. This was just the tip of the iceberg. Book a call with me so that I can speak to you about how we can develop you and give you the tools that you need right now to expedite the process for you to become the best union leader that you can be. Your legacy is not going to be built when you leave this world. Guess what? Your legacy is being built right now. Are you putting in the effort to be the best union leader that you can be? If you are serious about it, book a call with me. I'm not even going to charge you for it. It will be for free. And I guarantee you, if you find that this information today was useful, I can give you a lot more of that so that you can be the best union leader that you can be. I hope to see you soon and talk to you soon. Book the call if you're serious. If you're not serious, please don't waste my time and let's not waste your time either, okay? This is Pablo Murillo from Genesis Leadership Trainings. See you at the top where the champions belong.